Alrighty, how's everyone going today? My name is Albert, or if some of you might know me as Astro. I also stream as Astro on Twitch. And today I'm going to present my interpersonal communications final to you. It's basically about who I am as a person, and yeah, this is my presentation. So I hope you guys enjoy it. For whoever is viewing it right now, appreciate it. And if no one else is here, well, I'm gonna show it to you anyway. So, thank you for taking the time to listen to what I have to say, and I hope it's an enjoyable experience for you. So to get started, let's see here. So the name of my project is I called it Who Am I? Just a little bit about myself and what shaped me into the person I am today, with the influences and the people around me and the things that I've learned. I'm going to be going over it in like a PowerPoint presentation kind of style. So, don't mind me if I like hover over to look at what's happening in my project during the presentation. All right, so let's begin here. All right, so to begin, we all have to talk about my origin story. Yo, what's up, Jose? Thanks for joining. So I'm here presenting my interpersonal project final. I'm here to talk about my origin story. So a little bit about my origin story. I was born in the Philippines. I lived there for about a couple months. To understand who I am, you have to look back before I was born. So my parents are originally from the Philippines, and they're both immigrants that came to America. So both my mother and father, they were from different parts of the Philippines. My mother was from the north, which is more like, rice fields and farmland, if you could see like the picture here. And then my dad's from a port city down south in the Philippines, and so he's, always close to water compared to my mother, who was like always near the farmland. And so I lived there for a couple months of my life, and then I think 3 months after I was born, my mother got petitioned from my grandmother from the from America to come to America. So she came to America first, and they petitioned her to come down, and that's how she was able to get my mother and also me included to come down to America. Originally, she was from San Jose. Yo, what's up, David? Thanks for coming. Originally, she's from a town in the Philippines called San Jose City, and my mother ended up coming to San Jose, California. And so it's like a trip, right? Like knowing that both my mom grew up in a place called San Jose City, and then now she's living in San Jose, California. So it's weird like that, but I feel like San Jose is connected to me in that sense because I was born in a place called San Jose City, and now I live in San Jose, California. So after coming here, 3 months, you could pretty much say I was raised here all my life. From grade school up until college, like I've been here for the majority of my life in California. Having gone to all the local schools in San Jose and just kind of watched how the city has grown to such a great place to live with so many different people. It's definitely one of those melting pot cities, right? Like a city where you have so many different cultures, so many immigrant families coming from all over the world and bringing in their culture, but also assimilating as well. And seeing that, I grew up around a very diverse neighborhood, right? I grew up with all sorts of people, the Vietnamese, my Mexican people, uh, you know, like that was a majority, and my Filipino people, like we also met other folks from Central America and things like that, and other parts of Asia. So it was great to just be in this like melting pot of cultures, right? We were all kids from immigrant parents who were coming here for a better life for themselves. And we live here now knowing that all the things they've taught us from where they came from, like we're gonna take those lessons, right? And then we're just gonna make ourselves better with it by being here in San Jose and in other parts of the United States. So yeah, I've had a great time growing up here and just learning But there's like that thing where like your family or your parents are always like, oh, like when I was growing up here, like we didn't do it this way, we did it that way. But I always like to remind that my parents and my family members, like, it's not that same mentality that you had back there. It doesn't work here, right? It's like, very a very on the move capitalistic society. So it's just, you really just got to be on your A game and really be focused here because if you're not, like, it's hard, right? Like a lot of us work to live here, right? It's like we work to survive. And if you do make it, right, like you could go far in your life and you could continue going far. So that's just a little bit about me. I don't want to go off tangent. I still got a couple slides to talk about. But yeah, that's just my origin story. I really enjoyed living here. I really enjoyed the people that I met, and I'm still very connected to my homeland, to my country of birth. I see my family all the time. All right, so next slide. So, what are my influences in my life? Well, if you can see the pictures here, there's a lot of influences, and so I like to just go down in each of them. Definitely being a Bay Area native, living in San Jose and going to different parts of the Bay Area has definitely influenced me. Like I was saying before, that being in a melting pot culture where so many different cultures are here, like the Bay is just like one of those places, right? We have so many great cities like San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, South, North Bay, East Bay, and you just get all those different mentalities and different cultures, and it just really just uplifts you, right? Like, that everyone here is trying to make a better life for themselves, and also they instill that in you, right, at a young age, that the importance of family and your friends and your support system. So that's definitely helped me grow as a person and influenced me a lot in my life. If you see here, these are some individuals that I looked up to growing up. Definitely Bruce Lee, that martial arts mentality, having that mind, body, and spirit to just, continue moving forward, having that endurance in life, don't get anything, don't put yourself down, right? Like, your mind is like water, right? So anything you put your mind to, you shape it to what you want, right? Also, growing up, I read a lot about Martin Luther King, and so that taught me, how to be a part of a community and also to fight for people's rights that who have felt that, they've been oppressed in our society, right? And it's important that we understand our history because if you don't understand it and you don't learn from it, like it gets lost, and we need to continue doing so, either through education or through oral history, right? Talking about it with folks, talking about it with younger people. And I feel like that's important to me because I was also that like young naive kid that asked a lot of questions, and I had older cousins or older friends who like taught me about things that they gone through, so to learn from that is important. And then, we have a picture right here with Tupac. He's definitely been an influential like artist, poet, musician, and a lot of the things he talks about in his music, resonates to me about the struggle and to continue to look out for your loved ones is important. And then the things right here, with gaming, it's definitely helped me, my competitive drive and also, collaboration in my early years, right? Like having that young competitive spirit with my friends, and we all meet up to play some games together. And then also, pop culture and media, which we could see here, like old school 90s cartoons. If any of y'all watched like, Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon, a lot of the things on there were like, it looks very like kiddish at first, but a lot of the themes were like very adult, right? And I didn't realize that later on in life. I'm like, wow, a lot of the stuff they were talking about was some real adult situations, right? Like only that you could really understand as you get older. And then this picture right here in the middle, it's definitely a big influence in my life to this day, which is the rave scene, EDM music, just music in general. It's just a big part of my life. It definitely helps me cope with a lot of my issues and a lot of my stress, and it helps me think of a better tomorrow. And I think a lot of the people I've met in the scene and how they've changed me and how I've learned a lot. And yeah, it's definitely something that I'm proud to say that I've been a part of. And then last but not least, right, my parents. Since I'm an only child, they instilled a lot in me, and they still a lot of focus, and they're very strict to me growing up. So I thank them a lot for doing things for me, and for guiding me to the right path. Because if without them, I wouldn't be the man I am today. All right. So yeah, how has this shaped me, right? So, yo, thank you for the thank you for the follow. I'm so sorry if you if you guys heard that, but that's just my follow notification. It's really loud. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. So it's all good. It's all good, Jose. You didn't know. So just want to go over how has this shaped me, right? So it shaped me in a way where, living in the Bay Area and going through the experiences and learning all those things, I went through, my life in school, right? Like that's kind of like what your parents, especially immigrant parents, want from you, right? They want you to focus and go to school and make a better life for yourself. So right after graduating high school, I got involved and went to school at De Anza College here in Cupertino, California. There I spent some time there, learning about myself. Took about 4 years, but eventually I transferred out and I went to UC Santa Cruz, where I really just got involved with the community and involved and meet a lot of like different people and a lot of my friends who I'm still friends with today. If you've seen that picture there, I'm still very close to those four guys there, or those three guys there. I mean, I'm sorry. And coming from a big city like San Jose, California, to going to Santa Cruz, California, it was definitely like a culture shock in a way, because I'm just so used to big city life, and then everyone there is like very small town vibe where they like know who you are. They know you by your name. Yeah, Banana Slugs, what's up, Nathan? And so it was great because it actually gave me a sense of community, and it pretty much like showed me a different life, in America, where it's like we're just so caught up in like our kind of city living that we don't realize like there's other parts of the United States that like live like this, right? And it really gave me that appreciation, in my life and like the people around me. Like, if I can make it here, I can make it anywhere, right? I could be in an environment where I don't feel like I'm like scared, right? Like knowing that I could go through these different places and live through it, it's what really helped me and shaped me. And just all the people I met along the way, they definitely influenced me a lot. And then after college, right, I was thinking about going to law school, but it didn't work out. So I say, hey, you're from the Silicon Valley, San Jose. Those are all the big companies are, and so I took a chance and I pursued a career in the tech industry. And that was great actually, like just learning about, the different things that, big companies like Google and Meta and LinkedIn have done. And it was just a great time to work in those industries, because it's pretty much like being in a college campus, right? Like like everyone there is young and they're just trying to like make it, right? And so you have that same mentality, that same grind, that you want to do this and you want to pursue it and like go through it. I did my best in it, but now it hasn't worked out just because of the economy. But all the people I met along the way and all the lessons I've learned, I appreciate it, and it's basically on to like the next chapter. All right, so my aspirations, so what are my aspirations and what has inspired me, what I want to do for the future, right? And definitely all the things I've learned, going to Santa Cruz, all the books I've read and all the music and all the influences, living in the Bay, like I've understand that, the only way to continue the message is to always fight, for a better tomorrow, right? We always gotta continue fighting until, we can renegotiate the contract. There's what a famous artist said, we gotta keep fighting until like that contract is renegotiated, where we're more in play, right? We have those benefits that everyone else has, right? Like we're not being oppressed or looked down upon, right? And also, working in tech, I've learned to like collaborate with other people from different teams and meeting different people. And it's important, right? Knowing that you're able to collaborate and help people out. Because, when I was on my low, I've had my friends and family, come reach out to me and help me, right? And that's what I do when they're on their lows, right? Like you have to continue that, you have to aspire to continue doing that because you never know what's going to happen in your life, right? You're going to sometimes the things that yeah, you think that's going to like work out for you, it doesn't, right? And it's the people around you, your support system that like really help you. And so even if it's just one or two people in your life, like those are the one and two people that you need to like focus your time in because they're important, right? As an example. And also, a big part of it is also building, generational wealth, for myself and for my family, right? Like continuing to build the wealth upon what my parents, you know, came to this country for, right? Like they come from a third world country where they didn't have anything, right? They were just living in poverty and they brought themselves like back up moving to America. Just like every, typical immigrant story, right? Like we're very common in that sense if you've had your parents come from a different country, come to America, for a better future. So I want to continue building on top of that, right? On top of what they have and keep building it to be better. And just learning from individuals older than me, being a mentor to younger folks and being a mentee to the mentors, right? Like I always look up to, people who are older than me that have gone through it, right? I'm not that like cocky guy where it's like, oh, I think I know everything, right? Like, nah, it's not even like that. It's just I want to understand your story. I want to see what you've gone through so I could learn and become better, right? And then everything you taught me, I want to teach the same to like the younger generation and what they need to do to become successful and not like following the same mistakes that I did, right? Like I think that's important for everybody, growing up, right? Like always have that like strong support. There's someone that you could rely or look up to that you could uh, get advice from, that's been through it. And I think that's important for the success of yourself, right? So yeah, those are my aspirations. So I hope that I could continue building upon that and like learning from others and teaching others and continuing on my path, right? Like that's important, like not being able to stray from it. All right, so the future and beyond, right? So what am I gonna do now? Like what's happening now, in my life that I've kind of switched over, right? I know previously I said that I'm not working in the tech industry anymore because of everything that went down with the economy and the layoffs and things like that. So, I decided, to go back to school and going back to Foothill College. It's a sister school to De Anza College. I decided to take, classes in radiology technology to be a rad tech for short. Just because I feel like tech was great and fun. It was a great experience, but I need something more stable in my life, and hopping onto the medical field is something that I really want to do now. Having worked in a hospital this past year, I really enjoyed helping people and just being there and just seeing like the hustle and bustle of running a hospital. I like that like fast-paced environment, and that's something that I really want to do, moving forward. And yeah, I just want to continue, traveling, visiting places, visiting new places, meeting new people. I feel like, as we're still young at this age, if you could still walk and you're still breathing and like everything's good in your body, like you're not sick, I say why not, right? Like why not travel the world? Why not see different places, meet new people, right? The world is so big and vast, and so it's important to experience it while you're young, right? So you could learn from those experiences and learn those things that you learn that you saw from people, and kind of give back to the younger generation. Like, hey, the world is vast out there. Don't feel like you're stuck here, right? Like if you work hard and you have that great support system, you could get anywhere in life, right? And I have great examples of that with my friends and my family that, they were put in those situations, right? And they went over it, they got over it, and I continue to learn from them, and I continue to be humble, right? Like that's all you could really ask for, is to be humble and keep moving forward, right? I don't think I don't think for me, no one is a master of anything, right? You're always a student in anything that you try to do, and I really like find that important in my life, So I think what I'm trying to say here is just stay humble, stay focused, keep up the grind, be connected to your family, to your friends especially too. If you're not close with your family, then your friends are your family, right? So just keep supporting them, and they'll keep supporting you. Um, and so I just wanted to say that's pretty much my presentation. Thank you for taking the time to, hear me and view it. I appreciate y'all for everyone that came by on the chat. I just want to shout out to everyone that's here, to my cousins, to my friends that came by, Jose, J Tang, Sharky. Appreciate you guys taking the time to view my presentation. It was great. And yeah, I just want to say thank you. And I hope that everyone in my class as well appreciates the video. I just want to do something different, and so I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation. And yeah, I hope y'all have a great rest of your week, and happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving. It's been a great time. I appreciate everyone, and let's continue striving for the better, right? Let's continue doing the best we can for everybody and for yourself, right? Like don't lose hope. Like we're all here with you, struggling together, and we can continue moving forward. So yeah, thank you so much, everybody. That's it for my presentation. Just want to say thank you. If y'all want to shoot me a follow, this is my Twitch account. If not, it's all good. But I'll see you guys around. All right. Alrighty, guys. Thank you for viewing my stuff. Take care, y'all. Peace out.